Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. One.
All right, Jessie Vargas. So you fighting against Adrien Broner next. Now, does this surprise you, and do you feel there's more pressure on you because it seems like you're a favorite in this fight? You know what I mean? It's like I'm hearing everybody from the Charlos to everyone, they're picking you to win this fight. Is there more pressure on you, Jessie?
No, not at all, man. You know what? I'm mainly focused just on the fight itself. I think that that's my job, is to focus just on my opponent, on our game plan, and make sure that I'm doing everything right. I mean, no matter what the odds are, we have to make sure that we're focused, determined to come out victorious. That's what it's all about. You know, I'm glad that people are seeing what I'm capable of doing, you know, and them picking me to win. But at the end of the day, none of that matters because I'm the one that has to be in there performing, and I have to make sure to elevate my game and prove those people right, and whoever is going against me, prove them wrong. But it's the same way in every fight, whether you're the underdog or not, you know. But this is going to be a good fight. Adrien Broner is a talented fighter. He's fast, he's explosive. He has a unique style, you know, with that shoulder roll. But thankfully, I have gained a lot of experience throughout the years. I've sparred and fought, mainly sparred because I had a lot of sparring partners that had that style growing up, you know, and they did it extremely well. So I'm not worried about him and his unique style, you know. I shouldn't have any problem. I'm not going to have any problem because we prepared for it. My team consists of Mike McCullum, who is a 4-division world champion, former 4-division world champion, David Levy, my father, Stitch. We have a great team together. My strength and conditioning coach. I had to bring on a nutritionist as well for the first time ever, and it's nice to finally have someone that's telling me, you know what, man, if you want to perform at the highest level, you need to have this type of diet. And you know what, I've been following it ever since camp started. You know, that's the reason why I feel so great, positive, strong. I mean, usually around this time, I would feel my power deteriorating throughout as it was getting closer to fight camp. You know, I mean, all I ate was just green leaves, like a rabbit. You know what I mean? Just salads and chicken, salads and chicken. And at that time at this point in time, you know, I've come to a decision, thanks to my father, my advisor, they said, you know what, you need a nutritionist, especially because I'm coming down to 144 now. And we made that decision, and it was the best thing I could have done. I wish I would have done it when I was 21, you know, instead of just going off of basic knowledge that I thought I had, which, I mean, that's a whole nother level, whole nother category that needs its preparation for it. You know, my nutritionist went to school for several years in order to have the knowledge that he has now. So having him being a part of my team now is definitely helping me. So I'm looking forward to April 21st. I'm feeling stronger. I'm looking good. What I mean by that is I'm looking good inside that ring. I have some tough guys, young, extremely fast guys helping me prepare for this fight, which is phenomenal. Because I accept that they're fast. It's all right, I got to elevate my game and create more speed than I already had in the past. I feel faster now than I did at any point in the past for the same reason, because of my sparring partners. These guys are quick, man. And in order to maintain that level, I needed to increase the speed. So thankfully, everything's going extremely well. And I look forward for my fans to tune in April 21st. I assure you, you're going to have a fun night. It's going to be very entertaining. And it's going to be fireworks.
What is it about you? What is it about Jessie Vargas? You had pro fights with Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley. You were down and open to fight Kell Brook and also Keith Thurman. You're taking Broner kind of on a last-minute notice. What's it about you and your brand that you want to instill that you're willing to fight anyone? Because it seems like that's the case. You're down to fight whoever.
I've always been proud to be that type of fighter that says I'll fight anyone. I don't want any easy fights. You know, as soon as I became world champion and became WBO world champion, all right, let's do a unification fight. And as you said, and as you mentioned, Kell Brook was on the list. Unfortunately, you know, negotiations fell apart. It was around the time that the crisis went on in the UK. You know, the dollar amount wasn't the same out there, and I'm guessing that's why everything, you know, changed. And unfortunately, we couldn't make the fight happen. But then we had the next big thing, Manny Pacquiao. You know, I mean, I'm not here to take any easy turns. I'm here to face the best. I'm here to give my fans entertaining fights. That's what it's about. I mean, I'm an entertainer, and I don't want to be known as a fighter that just looks for the easy route, you know, takes the easy opponents. No, I'm here. I'm looking at the top 5 guys in the division, and I'm going after them. That's just the way I see things.
And speaking of the easy route, was your team in talks to talk to Keith Thurman to actually make that fight? And what did you think about him kind of opting not to fight you even before it was announced that he was injured as a result, because you were probably too tough as a tune-up?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was very unfortunate because I was under the conclusion that he had accepted the fight verbally. Unfortunately, later he said that I was a tough fight and he didn't want to face any world champions, and he was advised not to take a fight against me. It's very unfortunate for the fans. The fans, you know, I know that we could have gave them a good fight. But then again, you know what? It's not unfortunate because he ended up pulling out of his fight recently because of an injury. And for that reason, I don't want to have nothing to do with that.
You wouldn't have any.
I'm happy, yeah. You know what? I have a fight against Adrien Broner. And in the beginning, I just thought to myself, hopefully I told my team, hopefully Adrien Broner is on his good behavior in this 7-week period. You know, I don't want him getting locked up or any type of distractions for him. We want to make sure that he's able to step into that ring, and you know, he's prepared. He's prepared for what I have to bring. It's going to be very difficult for him to be prepared because he doesn't know what's coming. But I do know and accept that he's a talented fighter, so he's game, and I'm looking forward to taking him down. You know, that's just my plan.
What problems does Adrien Broner present? What attributes does he have that you're actually preparing for?
He's a fast fighter. He has a unique style, and I think it's just about adapting right away, knowing where the punches fit best, you know, in what position, and it's just all about angles, positioning, and timing. I get all that down, and I'm a happy camper, as they would say. I'll be fine.
You believe you're a better fighter than Adrien Broner because you kind of try to create ways to answer the question.
I personally feel that I'm a better fighter. At the end of the day, we can say this and that, but I'm going to prove it come April 21st. I just see myself as stronger physically, smarter up here when it comes to the game plan and how to execute the game plan. You know what? I have a great left hand. I have a great right hand. It's just he's not going to be able to get away from it. This is the way I see it. And in this point in my career, I've gained so much experience and knowledge that right now I feel unstoppable. Honestly, that's how I feel. But you know what? Everyone is going to be able to find out and see come April 21st. You're going to see fireworks, and you're going to see the best Jessie Vargas. I know this because this is the second part of my career that I've learned. Like I said earlier, I learned a lot throughout, you know, my career from that point on to now. But now this is where I feel that, you know what, I know what I'm doing, I know what's going on inside that ring, and there's nothing that I can't adjust to. And I'm just, you know, I feel like a young veteran. It's basically how I would perfectly say it.
Now you think you're going to beat Adrien Broner, but his initial opponent, Omar Figueroa, how did you see that fight happening if Broner would have fought the original opponent, Figueroa, instead of you?
It would have been a good fight. Figueroa is an undefeated fighter. He has very good confidence. He's a tough, rugged fighter that just shoots straight forward, and Broner did have the speed on him. You know, he did have the speed, the footwork, angles. It would have been interesting. Now, with me in the game, it makes it increasingly more interesting. The reason being that my name and his name mixed in together, you know, it generated a lot of noise, and the fans excited for the fight, which is what we want. But it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I feel very confident. I feel very, very confident. I've never felt like this ever before, just because I know what I'm capable of now, and I have all the confidence in myself and my team, and I'm thankful for the opportunity as well. I'm not gonna deny that. Every fight that comes, you have to be thankful for it, and which I am. But I'm thankful more than anything that I'm gonna be able to perform in front of my fans on Showtime. Tune in Showtime on April 21st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. BK, I'm coming in for the first time, which is nice.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I haven't fought in New York, which is cool. I mean, it was one of the biggest places, the most popular place to have the biggest showdowns when Muhammad Ali was fighting. So I look forward to that. I do know that Las Vegas is the boxing capital of the world, but it's gonna be nice going out to the East Coast. And you know, when I went out to Washington, D.C., I had a lot of success. We had a lot of fans in there, and they were all supporting us. So for that reason, I look forward for this one too.
When the fight was announced, my initial thought was Jessie Vargas got the golden ticket because you get the least amount of risk with the greatest reward, and you're coming off of your getting out of your top rank deal. You had a tune-up fight against Herrera, I believe it was.
That's correct.
And now you get Adrien Broner, who hasn't knocked anyone out in a long time, and it seemed like you're the ultimate winner of this. Like, how did Jessie Vargas get such good fortune? And what was your initial reaction when they said, Omar, they called you that Sunday and says, Omar is out, you're in?
I was happy. I was happy for the opportunity. I mean, just being back, just getting a date, like, yes, locked it in. You know, I was waiting for Thurman for so long because I thought that the fight was going to happen. You know, I even took up another fight. That way, in the meantime, you know, give him some time to recover, and then we would be able to make it. But then guess what? I get the call from my advisors. Hey, we have this fight. So, hey, let's make it happen. I was extremely excited. And but then again, we all have to acknowledge that in boxing, anything can happen. And for that reason, we need to prepare properly, stay focused throughout the entire camp. One small mistake can change things. And that's why I never, you know, I never underestimate my opponents. I always make sure to get ready and prepare for the best fighter in them. You know, the best fighter that can present itself that night. That's what I'm prepared for, and I look forward to really giving my fans a good show and coming out victorious.
Do you see yourself winning by points or knockout? Because you say you feel really strong.
I do, but anything can happen. You know, I just want a sensational victory for my fans. That way they know that I'm back and I'm back for good and I'm better than ever, just as I said. I want them to be able to trust me, you know, in each and every fight from now on, to say, you know what, Jessie's back and he's doing his thing. He's looking good. He's looking focused, and he looks like a complete different animal. And that's what I want them to say. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Now, you've worked with Mayweather Promotions at one point in your career, Roy Jones, Eric Morales, Dewey Cooper. Now you're with Mike, the Body Snatcher McCallum.
Yeah.
What is the reason for, I guess, the switch, and why is this the right fit for this point of your career?
You know what? We evolve as fighters, and I wasn't fortunate enough to have one trainer early on and then stick with that one. I wish, you know, who wouldn't wish to be in that position? You know, the bond, the chemistry is everything. But then again, I'm not complaining. You know, I've got to meet great people, great trainers, and I've learned a lot from each and every one of them. You know, everyone has their own style. Every trainer has their own style, but I'm able to pick apart, you know, and dissect every trainer's information, and I'm thankful for them. And for whatever the reason might have been, it's hard to really keep the team together for so long. But this is the position that we're in, and I'm very happy to be with Mike McCallum. And I'm thankful for all the past trainers that I've had that were able to help me along my way.
Did you hear, I saw on a couple of stuff on Instagram and on YouTube, they were calling Adrien Broner Mexican food now. Did you hear that term?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear that term? Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time. No, man, well, I mean, well, I mean, the last guy that defeated him was Argentinian.
No, Mike Garcia. Mike Garcia.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mike Garcia. You know what? People, you know, social media is social media. People always want to bring something in for a laugh. At the end of the day, he's a fighter that always comes to perform for the fans. Whether he wins or he loses, I have to acknowledge that he always gives it his all. You know, he doesn't quit. And for that reason, we have to give him respect. And, you know, but come April 21st, I'm gonna plan. I mean, all the respect. Once I enter that ring, the respect is thrown out the window, and it's time to fight. And you know, I look forward to that night.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't. No, I don't follow him. Every now and then I have a buddy that they'll mention a few things here and there. Hey, did you see AB's video? I'm like, nah, man, I don't care. I mean, there's nothing that I can see that will impress me, honestly. I think I had a buddy that showed me a clip. I was like, check this out. I was like, why are you showing me this? I see him hitting the bag. What's he doing? He's just half throwing me. He looks like a. I'm not gonna say anything, but it's just, you know, it doesn't matter to me what they're doing. I'm just focused on me, on my team, and how we're gonna defeat our opponent. That's about it.
Speaking of social media, a lot of people in the division you're in, the guy with the most belts is Keith Thurman, and a lot of people he's under fire right now. A lot of fans feel that he's holding the belt hostage. What's Jessie Vargas think?
Nah, the people aren't happy because they want to see the best and the biggest fights out there. And if you're not willing to make them, then that's a problem. That's a problem for the fans. You know, and once you don't have the respect of the fans, then it's gonna get tough for you. And he better start facing top level opposition, top level opponents, and stop calling out, you know, easy fights, because that's what he has done. You know, in order for him to continue to expand his name and continue to grow as a fighter. And not only that, but the most important thing right now, and for every athlete, is to have that recognition, the respect from the fans. And right now he's losing it, so he better do something to change that around. That's the reason that I always look into the biggest fights and best fights possible for the fans.
I just spoke with Errol Spence, and then he says that he believes Thurman may have lost some of his hunger. Have you seen anything? He said basically how he would talk a couple of years ago versus the injuries and car accidents and stuff now. He doesn't seem like the same drive.
You know what? I didn't know anything about the... Keep in mind that I don't stay on social media very often, so I don't know about the car accident. I do believe that at one point in time, he needed to be that person to talk smack and to call people out, because he didn't have anything. I mean, what I mean by that is he didn't have titles. Once he grabbed the title, he's just like a little boy that he beat you at those Nintendo 64 games. You know, I beat you, I'm out, peace. You know what I mean? It's just like that. I mean, how is he gonna compare it? You know, he wants to hold those belts where he's not putting himself at risk. But guess what? We're in the sport, we're in the hurt business. You know what I mean? You gotta be able and be willing to face the best, and don't be scared of a tough fight. Man, this is the business. You know, people want to see tough fights. People want to see fights that are gonna dig deep and bring something new out of you in those last 4 rounds. You know, and that's what we owe them, because they're the ones that tune in to watch us on Showtime. You know, and because of them, we gain the popularity that we have. Of course, we fight for it too, but he's not fighting for it. That's the thing. You know, he stopped fighting for it as soon as he fought Danny Garcia. And you know, but hey, we'll wait and see. I'm sure that the WBC and the WBA are going to have other fighters fight for their belts, which works well for us until he's able to come back. Once he's able to come back, he's going to have to face whoever wins or fights for the WBC and WBA titles. I see it fair for the WBA and WBC titles to do that. You know, leave him as a, what do they call it? I don't know, a champion on recess or whatever they call it, and then have some other fighters fight for it. You know what I mean? Because he's been on recess ever since he's been on break ever since he fought Danny. You know what I mean?
Came back to the rooms. It's the 3rd period yet.
He doesn't even want to fight Sean because he saw exactly. I mean, Sean, to me, I personally thought Sean had won by round, and if anything, it was a 6-6. You know, but he doesn't want to go back to that either. So only time will tell. But I trust that the WBC and the WBA will do what is fair for everyone.
Speaking of tough fights, you have an accomplished resume. Bradley, Pacquiao, Josecito. What was your toughest fight?
My toughest fight has always been against my dad, man. He's on my ass, and you know, I can't even fight with him. I just turn away and say, all right, Dad, you know, we'll do it your way. That really is the toughest fight. But going back at the sport, I'd say that my toughest fight was against this veteran that I didn't really prepare for. I just felt comfortable, and I said, I got this. I'm not going to have a problem. I was like 8-0, 7-0. And I said, I'm going to knock him out. And because I was knocking guys out, man. I was doing extremely well. And this guy was able to take my punches. And the 3rd round comes, and then so I'm picking my punches apart. And then first round goes, all right, I'll get him second. Second round goes, all right, the 3rd. I'm like, oh crap, this guy's going into the 4th. It was an 8-round fight. And then he starts throwing back. I'm like, oh, so come the 5th and 6th. I'm getting fatigued. I'm getting tired. I'm like, oh man. So I'm trying to find the best way of fighting him. And I had to change styles, and it became difficult for me. His name was, he was a veteran that had like 20 losses. The only guy that had that many losses on my resume. I don't recall his name, but he was from Sinaloa. Tough guy.
Now, assuming Terrence Crawford beats Joe Horn, how would you advise Terrence Crawford's career moving forward?
Well, good luck in this fight, first of all. I hope he wins and he becomes WBO champion. After that, I mean, sky's the limit. Whatever fight can be made. You know, I'm sure that he's the type of fighter that is willing to face anyone, and he's not scared of fighting all the champs in the division. And but I mean, that's all up to him. You know, there's many routes that he can take. He just has to really think about it and see what the best thing to do is just say, what type of fights or what fights would the fight fans like, and it seems like I don't know how many fights he can make within the Top Rank stable, but
That's what
we'll
I was
find out
leading
soon.
to.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Top Rank and Al Heyman and everyone could work together, and we can make the biggest fight for the fans.
You had a pro fight.
But I mean, then again, you know, I don't have a problem like that because I mean, who do you guys want me to face? Danny Garcia, Thurman. Well, Thurman would be a possible opponent, but I mean, you see how he's doing his thing. So you got Errol Spence, you got I mean, man, the list goes on and on. Sean Porter, he's my buddy, so I wouldn't like to face Sean, but you know, you got all the names on the list are out here. Broner, which I'm already fighting. You have Berto. You have, you know, some good
So you're
matchups.
looking at the winner of Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. WBC just mandated that.
You know what?
I'm sorry, I'm speaking
I hope
stuff,
that
I'm assuming you.
I hope
I'm
that
assuming
I
you will.
don't have to wait that long, because I'm sure if they do fight, it would be sometime in June, July. So then automatically that leaves me sometime in September. I want to stay busy this year. You know, this is my comeback year, and I want to stay busy. God willing, I come out victorious, which I plan to be victorious, and I'm working for it. Then whatever the people want to see, like I said, the top 5 guys in the division, those are it.
Jesse,
Manny
What's up?
Pacquiao.
All right, cool.
Jesse,
Manny
what'd you think
Pacquiao's
about that
fighting
Conor
Lucas.
thing?
Connor, I saw it yesterday, man. It's blowing up on social media. I couldn't believe it. What's up, brother? What's up, baby boy?
How you doing, bud? Good luck.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, yeah, Connor is something else, man. I mean, he's a different breed. He just. What I mean by that is when it comes to social media and he wants to get the people's attention in one way or another. I mean, all that was uncalled for. It seemed like a crazy person doing something, you know, from the video that I saw. He didn't think these things through. It's not like he was gonna fight anyone. You know, if he had a problem with someone, then you confront them, you know, one-on-one. I didn't see what he was gonna benefit from it, and now he's just hurting it in all angles. I mean, he's getting sued, he got incarcerated. You know, it's sad that people look up to him, and you know, he's doing things like that. You know, that's something that I always thought of. You know, if people admire you and you're being used as a symbol of what a youngster should be like, you know, I mean, you don't want to show them that.
Now, Pacquiao's fighting Matisse. You shared the ring, obviously, with Pacquiao. Have you ever sparred with Matisse?
No, I've never sparred Matisse. I sparred Maidana, not Matisse. But
And the thoughts on that
I
fight,
think
Pacquiao-Matisse?
I think that Pacquiao shouldn't have a problem with the speed. I mean, the guy's fast. He still has very good footwork, and that's something that Matisse doesn't have. For that reason, I picked Pacquiao to win.
Thank you, Jesse.
Anything can happen with